Well, it is that time again. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. You are chilling with AgentR. It is 10 a.m.-ish EST, and we are vibing. What's good? How you doing out there, Malachi? Hope all is well. We're about to get this week started. Right. Let me see here. Hope the audio is awesome. It sounds low to me, so if I need to turn it down, I will. All right, so let's hit this up. Let me hop on here for a sec. Where am I? There we go. So look, I want to get in here and immediately just go in on what I think is the biggest news. I know there's some leaks going on out there, and it's awesome because we're always getting new cards, but it's about the investment that you already made. Konami has touched what they should not have touched. Okay, so there's all kind of updates that we have going on, and we'll kind of dive into those. I just want to hop straight into this forbidden limited list and skill balance. Okay, these go live May the 10th for your ladder play. Most tournaments will already be trying to implement in some way, shape, or form these changes. Also, shout outs. What my goal is in growing the channel is this channel, AgentR, is about a vibe. So I actually want to hold tournaments. I just don't think that I'm large enough yet to do that. But you can help with that. So anytime you like, if I post something, you like it, share it, get people to subscribe, hit up Discord. The tournaments that I want to hold, I think I want to start out doing $50 to $100 tournaments, and then we can go from there. But I love to get into that. Anyway, let's hit this up. Here are the details on how the forbidden limited list will be implemented and what cards will be added. So, I mean, if you avidly play the game, you know what's up. You've already seen it. I want to go over it. And later on, I'm switching it up, so I'm not gonna leave the live streams on the channel. I'm just gonna break them up and then segment them out. I only stream once or twice a week anyway, and then I'll just use the content from that as we go along. Yeah, but my boy in here early with me. That's what's up. I figured this is a good time, but all right, limited one. Oh man, so they stuck Azure Eyes Silver Dragon on here, and they say Blue Eyes decks have been in the metagame in one form or another for a very long time. So we are limiting Azure Eyes Silver Dragon to promote deck diversity. And then they have the Melody of Awakening Dragon, and they just say the exact same thing. That is hilarious to me. We're gonna look at a different build. You really don't need Melody. It's a nice turn one if you get it. I mean, you can't draw a Melody, right? Like there's no way to search for it, so you just have to hard draw it. But I mean, arguably there's a better version of Melody for Blue Eyes anyway. But we're gonna take a look at that. Azure Eyes Silver Dragon is definitely one of the reasons why Blue Eyes is around, right? It comes onto the field. When it gets to activate its effect, you can't target the dragons that were already on the field, nor can you destroy the dragons that were already on the field when Azure Eyes activates. I don't think in any way, shape, or form that is going to remove Blue Eyes from the metagame, and Konami is not interested in that either, right? Like, let me You would have put both to 2. I don't even. Why did it? Okay, retracted. I was like, I don't know why I did that to your message, but I definitely would have put them to 2 as well. Like this was a slap on the wrist. Let me zoom in here. This was a slap on the wrist. We said that they were gonna slap them on the wrist, and they did. All right, this is nothing. A matter of fact, I was playing last night, and it did nothing. Blue Eyes in no way is touched. Cards of Consonance hasn't been touched. Sage is not touched. The Stone is not touched. Nothing important in this deck is touched. But you know what is affected by the Melody of Awakening Dragon being essentially done in like that? Maybe Thunder Dragon. You know, maybe Dark Lord. I mean, they already played it at 1 anyway, so there's nothing like in those decks that's really gonna, it's not really gonna damage it. Like even if you ran it in Dark Lord, you just drop it. I mean, it's an extra play. You're not gonna get rid of your Sanctified Dark Lord. No, this did nothing. This did nothing. It was the slap on the hand that everyone knew was going to happen, but they were hoping for more, right? Yes, I agree. I would have put a 2 in here to remove Blue Eyes' ability to just run Treacherous Trap Hole, because that has gotten a lot more popular. Sometimes in the KC Cup, I even saw like a Hey True Nade version. Because why not? Like you can spam the board with 3,000 beaters easily and just remove all their back row for that turn. A 2 of would have been very nice. Unfortunately, they did not. They did not agree. Oh, Storm! This card will be limited as it has the potential to end duels immediately, depending on the deck. Look at that. Depending on the deck. Look at that clause, that little dependent clause right there. They are talking about Cyber Dragon. We all know it. You set up, Cyber Dragon comes in, storms off all your stuff, and then puts Fusion Gate, which I am sure there's nowhere on this list. Then they get Fusion Gate, and they just go ham on your board, and it's over. And that was a high placing deck in the KC Cup as well. When you run into it on the ladder, you get mixed results, but they definitely did this for that reason. I mean, if we're talking Evil Eye, it doesn't necessarily end it quickly or immediately, but it is powerful. So Evil Eye gets hit by this. I think Witchcrafter is touched by this. I remember Witchcrafter builds having Storm as well. And so no, Stone did not get hit. No. Stone is free. Stone is very free. Konami didn't want you touching those. They didn't want you touching those, and they didn't want to touch them either. They love Kaiba. Who knows how much money Kaiba has made them over time. Stone is as free as free can get. But yeah, Storm is going to have the impact on Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is pretty much, I don't know what the future holds for Cyber Dragon at this point. Storm was a great card for many reasons, because it actually destroyed versus sending your cards. Yeah, I think Cyber Dragon is going to be down for a while. Not that I miss it. I run the deck sometimes. I did it during the KC Cup. I don't get the same results that everybody else gets, but you know, it is what it is in that way. Let's see. So that's it for one of Storm. Really is just going to change Evil Eye. It's going to change Cyber Dragon, Witchcrafter can get around it. They're not necessarily too hurt by that. But this stuff right here, this is nothing. As Azurize, this is nothing. You're not going to play, and I've heard, you know, people are like, hey, maybe you'll just keep the melody and then you'll replace Azurize with a Spark Dragon. No. Nobody's dropping Azurize, okay? If they do, they be testing it, but there's Spark Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon, or not Spark Dragon, the Stardust Dragon is in no way, shape, or form going to be a better card than Azurize in that build. It's just not. But we'll come back to Blue Eyes because I have a deck to show for that anyway. Let's see. Let's go to Limited 2. Ascalon. This card will be limited to prevent Dragoonity decks from having access to generic Limited 2 cards. Wait a minute. Isn't Senatus already... Senatus is already on 2, right? What does Evil Eye do? All right, so bet what Evil Eye does is Evil Eye will pull out or set the Gorgoneo equip spell. It may even put another Storm down or the Selene equip card. It'll activate Storm, blow those up, blow up your back row. So that way then it can get its combo started with the, I forget the name off the top of my head, but the level 3, you can grab the Gorgoneo, use its effect in the graveyard to then go into your more plays, so you can summon the level 4. Then level 4 comes out, and then you can go ahead and equip the Selene, and then you can put the Gorgoneo back, and then you can set up the board and then create the banishment opportunities. And by that point, now their board is established, and then they'll set the trap card for Evil Eye, and that way they can bounce your monsters or whatever back to the hand, and they can swing for free with the Medusa right to level 4, or then they can go into the Nightmare Shark Titan Showdown play, which we haven't looked at the skills yet, so we don't know about Titan Showdown still, but that's how that combo would work. Like Evil Eye would use Storm, and then they would proceed to blow up your board, and then by the time you get your turn back, now you have to deal with possibly full board where the Medusa cannot be targeted and cannot be destroyed, and now it's banishing monsters from your graveyard to get bigger almost every turn. So yeah, Evil Eye definitely used it and benefited from it. Like I said, I just don't know what they'll do going from there. All right, let me see. You know what? I've had top chat going. There we go. Go back. All right, cool. So back to Dragoonity. I don't understand why Senatus would be to 2 and Ascalon to 2 unless they're about to in some way help Dragoonity decks by maybe freeing Senatus or doing a limit 3. Limit 3 makes more sense. So yeah, but that's what Evil Eye does. I am so excited for you if you don't usually come across Evil Eye at all, because during the KC Cup, the first time I was switching decks, the first time I switched to my Fire King deck, I faced Evil Eye. I'm like, why? This is such a terrible matchup. Like, what is this game doing to me? So good riddance. Like, I could care less about if Evil Eye gets hit. I'll applaud them for that. And yeah, I think it's about to be a more back row heavy, meta, to be honest, with making moves like that. All right, I turn it down a little bit. The swell of his saxophone was just all in my ear. Okay. Cybernetic fusion support is limited to 2. That is disgusting. Yeah, Cyber Dragon's dead. It says Cyber Dragon decks have been in the metagame in one form or another, so they did the same thing. They said the same thing as Melody and Azure, but this has far greater impact. This actually destroys Cyber Dragon because Cyber Dragon already has the cybernetic cybernetic reload. I forget the name. It's morning time. The trap card is already limited to 2. So now they're telling you that if you really want to play this, you have to be at 1-1 or not even run the trap card at all. Cybernetic Overflow. There it goes. Thank you, Lord. Cybernetic Overflow and Cybernetic Fusion support will now be both limited to 2. So there you go. Like, they're just taking out everything at this point. But them saying that about Cyber Dragon and then using the exact same phrase for Blue Eyes, that's not okay. Like, they effectively just got rid of Cyber Dragon, while Blue Eyes will continue to persist. Wow. Also burn, well, you only really have those on casual duels, but I was like, I suppose burn decks get nerfed by this too. They oh man, look, they hurt the sister. Gaga sister. This card will be limited so that it cannot be played alongside multiple copies of limited 2 cards. I don't know why they just don't come out and say, we don't want you to play Hey True Nade in Onomat anymore. But there it is. We said that in a previous video that we did, we said that they would mess with the Gaga sister. They would touch it in some way. We were hoping that they wouldn't because the deck is still new. But honestly, they see the Onomat playstyle as needing to play Hatronade. And so they were like, hey, we'll just get rid of your sister, or the consistency of the Gaga sister, or get rid of Hey True Nade altogether. Really? They want you to not play Hey True Nade in this deck? But I've already seen a build that doesn't use Gaga sister at all, and it's pretty amazing, and it just keeps the Hey True Nade. So when push comes to shove, Hey True Nade is always going to remain. Yeah. I'll have to try to look at that version too. I think it's pretty hilarious that it's like, yeah, I'm gonna hang on to Hey True Nade. Which, why not? Especially in a meta that's, I mean, we already have all the counter traps. We already have the floodgate trap holes. What else? The forbidden lances, forbidden chalices, like all of that. Like, Hatred is just a card that they end up just promoting back row, but that ends up kind of being unfortunate for the meta as a whole. I mean, if that's the case, just bring Shiranui back, because they're perfect at back row. And look, this this grinds my gears to no end. We made a video about this. How I had 3 sticks and no chair going for this deck a while ago. This was long before the KC Cup. And the gems that were spent getting it, I have a bunch of different decks that use this. You know, I had it in Dark Lord, I had it in Cyber Angel, I had a pure version, Dark Magician. I had stick and chair everywhere. Listen to their ruling on this, okay? Let's put this up here, because this tilted me when okay? We are limiting Star Seraph sovereignty, as the combination of Star Seraph Scepter and Star Seraph sovereignty, as if they didn't know that was a combo, is usable in a wide range of decks and can almost secure victory when a full combination is performed on turn 1, with few cards capable of turning around the duel. Then what'd you release the card for? Like, I have a video from the last time where I showed that, yeah, I had a full turn 1 stick and chair combo Ouroboros set up, and it was a Dark Lord, but I was running what I thought would be a newer version of it that only had 1 banishment of the Dark Lord, because to me, banishment is the problem. There's the consistency to get the plays moving. It lost, and it lost more than once, having a turn 1 Ouroboros with the great back row set up and everything. Part of it was getting stormed, but there's the almost factor in it. If it almost secures, to me, that's not guaranteed. So just leave it there. So what that tells me is, I don't believe they did to Dark Lord what they probably should have. Instead, they went after a new card, right? I think Dark Lord was like 2018. They went after a new card and cut it down and put it on limit 2. So now they're like, the decks that it's even, you know, it's that one really, I don't quite understand the mindset for why putting it to 2 like that. The only deck that you're really looking at that has been bothersome is Dark Lord, and I mean, should that still be something in 2021? All right, who else is on here? But yeah, they touched my stick and chair combo. Was it the Sanctified Dark Lord will be moved to the limited 2 list alongside other Dark Lord cards, as the archetype has a persistently high win rate in combination with various other cards and is seeing widespread use despite the previous limitations. This is Konami like, all right, so we put it to 1 and we saw that doesn't matter to you, so we're gonna move it to 2 with Yugioh and with the Dark Lord Contact that can special summon from the grave. So there you go, Yugioh, Sanctified, and Contact are now all limited to, so you're gonna miss out on one of them. Yugioh has the draw potential, and now they're telling you that you can't play the, you know, stick and chair combo at full power. So they did this totally for this, instead of hitting banishment of the Dark Lord, which is when it's played, you add to your hand a Dark Lord card, period. So to me, if the banishment goes untouched, players are going to drop Yugioh and keep the Sanctified Dark Lord and keep the Contact, because you're still going to have your draw power left untouched. Maybe that's why they didn't touch it, so you would still have some draw power. But in my eyes, if you put banishment on this list to 2 or 3 instead, I think you would have gotten more out. You got more mileage out of it. I think the other day I saw in a Dark Lord deck topped a tournament, I think from Duel Links Entertainment, and it was using a newer version of the deck. So it could still top, it could still do its loops, it could still do all that stuff, even without using stick and chair. You go to a more heavy Dark Lord Fairy build, but I mean, it could still put in work. All right, limited 3. Let's see what they got. rubs hands together. We are limiting this card to promote card diversity, as its archetype has been in the metagame for a long time, and because planned releases will further strengthen Beast Warrior type monsters. So right off the bat, they're telling us that the upcoming leaks about certain cards like Fire Formation Tenki that will search a Beast Warrior is indeed coming to Duel Links. So Yellow Martin is getting put on the 3 along with Veil. Awesome. Yo, and they put Emerald Bird. Same thing. So you know what? Done. Bye Luna Light Veil. Nah. Battling Boxer Veil is out of this deck moving forward. That might strengthen it, who knows? But we are definitely not going to see Destiny draw Luna Light anymore moving forward. So kudos to that. Martin and Emerald Bird, now you're gonna have some combination of which one that you want. Maybe for consistency's sake, you have 2 birds and 1 Martin. However that combination is gonna look, Veil is no longer a part of the equation. You just swap out your 3 Veils for 3 Tenkis anyway. So I mean, there you go. That makes me happy. I have the Luna Light version. The abuse that you can get the mileage off of Malekith. And now you're sad. What? So you were definitely messing up the ladder with your Luna Light, huh? Now, for sure, you've got the Martin and the Bird and the Tenki, and I think that combo is going to make the deck more aggressive. But the abuse of Destiny draw, at least for that deck, will be no more. I was the main one doing it. They went and touched. I should change the title of the stream to they touched my Luna Light. Oh man. Well, I mean, like I said, they just kind of hinted at the fact that Tenki is an actual thing. I mean, it will require more gems, but I think Tenki is an SR. So that will add consistency not only to Luna Light, but if you have Yosenju, if you have Fire King, you'll have these guaranteed additions to your deck now. All right, that's it for that. And then no longer on the list is Senatus. Okay, so they took Senatus off completely. They freed it. Free Senatus, hashtag free Senatus is now completed. This card will be unlimited as its power level is acceptable in the current metagame. And if you don't know, Senatus says discard 1 Dragoonity card, equip 1 Dragoonity type Dragoonity tuner from your deck to this card. Also, you cannot special summon the rest of this turn. You have dragons from your extra deck. and then if a Dragoonity card you control will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can destroy one Dragoonity card equipped to this card instead. So they are freeing Senatus. I don't even have any Senatus. Maybe it's time to go and mess with the Dragoonity after this. All right, so they say these aren't permanent. Of course, down here, they're subject to change. Of course, by the example of Senatus, because it's got removed. All right. So they crushed Cyber Dragon and they crushed Lunalight, freed Dragoonity, and destroyed Stick and Chair. But they didn't destroy it, but they did. They definitely hurt it. And they tapped Blue Eyes on the wrist because Kaiba. Oh, my voice there. Yeah, it makes perfect sense because of Veil and D-Draw. All right, let me grab a cup of water here. I should have had that with me. It'll take me like 10 seconds and then I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Thank you for being here with me, Agent R, this beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm feeling great. Hope you're feeling great. We are going over some recent news. We just finished the Forbidden and Limited list, and we're going to check out some skill balancing now. So let us... Where is it at? There we go. Skill rebalancing. All right. What do we have here? So they have the new app version to be released sometime between the 12th and the 15th of this May. Please note that the skill details page will not be changed with the update. Okay, they always do this. All right, check out my fusion pathway to chaos. Are getting buffs. We are strengthening some character exclusive skills to make them easier to use. I think Pathway to Chaos is Yugi. Maybe it's Dark Side of Dimension Yugi. Check out my fusion. I believe it's Cyrus. And then since Synchro and XC summons can now be easily utilized without skills that adjust a monster's level, we're giving a harder activation condition to level duplication, level augmentation, and level reduction. Sheesh, they're just gonna hit them all in one fell swoop. Whoops. Gotcha. All right, cool. Thanks for that confirmation. It is Dark Side Dimension Yugi. I've never used that skill. I unlocked it, but I've never used it. All right, so the level cards, they're saying because it's because of Synchro and Xyz. That is nothing. Like this was not busted because of Synchros and Xyz. These skills are busted because of Thunder Dragon and because of Formula Athlete Hang On Mock. Like that's what's making these skills busted right now. All right, what else? Titan Showdown. Yo, they're going for it. This skill is given a harder activation condition as more cards that can increase or decrease life points have been added to the game since the addition of the skill. I love how generic they are they are about it. Titan Showdown is totally getting nerfed because of Evil Eye. But that's the combo we were talking about earlier. Evil Eye is the #1 deck that abuses this skill. They can easily reduce their own life points down to 2,000 or lower. And then they can swing in by summoning Nightmare Shark with the level 3s of the deck. And then detach the material, swing in for 2,000, and then Titan Showdown, because they're 2,000 less, will then hit you for 4,000. The only deck that's really going ham with Titan Showdown. This is why they are touching it. And we called auto play. This skill is given a harder activation condition as more cards that help this skill to end the duel in a single turn have been added to the game. So hitting the levels, I didn't think they would hit all of the level skills, but they are. We definitely called it Titan Showdown, so we'll see how they change it. And we definitely called it auto play, and I believe they'll make it more like the flight control skill of Konami, where it's spread out over 2 turns. So right, you can send one card back, or in their case you can send a monster back and then grab another monster. Auto play maybe like send one of those Gaga, Dododo, that kind of thing. Was it Zubaba cards back to the deck and then grab one, and you can do that twice per duel and once per turn. That's probably how they're gonna do it. All right, updated skills. Check out my fusion. Check out my fusion. Yep. Can be used each time your life points decrease by 15. They love moving everything to 1,500 now. It's interesting. So they're making it more of a true response than something that you can necessarily plan for. I guess we'll just start spamming a pointer of the Red Lotus and then get the 1,500. Or what's the other one? It's an old card, My Body as a Shield. Protect your monster from some spell or trap card, and then you have the 1,500. Anyway, return 1 card from your hand to the deck. Okay. And add Vehicroid Connection Zone to your hand from outside of your deck. This skill can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. Okay, so they're boosting his fusions. Got it. By letting you return and then add Vehicroid Connection Zone. Okay. Maybe they have some, because this deck can truly, Cyrus's deck of the Roids, Vehicroids, whatever, can truly stall out. So maybe they have something down the pipeline that is increasing that. And then Pathway to Chaos. Change one of the following monsters you control to the monster listed. If you are changing an effect monster, send 1 Karibo monster from your hand to your graveyard. The skill can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. Monster that includes Guy the Fierce Knight in its original card name, switch it to Blackluster Soldier. And a monster whose original card name is Blackluster Soldier, Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier. That's interesting. Okay. So if it's an effect monster, you have to send a Karibo. And if you have a Blackluster Soldier, it becomes the Super Soldier. Here's the interesting part about that. It has a weird little mechanic. If you if you summoned, like if you actually are running Blackluster Soldier and you summoned it using the two monsters that you send as the materials, they create effects for Blackluster Soldier. Instead of being a vanilla ritual, it becomes a ritual monster that has effects. Therefore, the way the game's ruling is set up is that when you do that, Blackluster Soldier becomes an effect monster. So the reason I'm pointing that out is because down here, this little clause that says if you change a Blackluster Soldier, switch it to Super Soldier, do they ignore the fact of sending a Karibo from your hand to your graveyard? Or will they force you to send the Karibo anyway? Because if you use the knights that have their effects, or they give effects, if you use them as ritual materials, then it makes it an effect monster. It'll be interesting to see how they actually play that out. I will probably write an email to them just to ask for clarification moving forward. Yeah. I'm gonna have to test that as well, because it's an interesting clause that they put there, and it can go either way. I mean, it would be nice if they kind of just ignored it. That way you wouldn't have to use the Karibo. That would actually be the boost that the deck needs to have some more viability to it. I mean, but once it gets going, it's pretty. It can be difficult to overcome with it messing around with your field and your hand like that. All right, level. Let's get all of the level stuff in a row here. All right. Yeah, all of them. Just looking over. All right, so it's the only one that has a difference. So, okay. Can be used when your life points are 3,000 or lower. Okay, so now we have a life point cost to activate this. By revealing one monster card in your hand and selecting one monster on the field. Duplication, the selected monster's level will become equal to the level. For augmentation, it will be increased by the level of the monster you revealed, and reduction, it will be decreased by the monster you revealed. The minimum level is 1. So they added life point cost, and the change for all of these is that the skill can only be used once per duel, and then the selected monster's level will be decreased or increased or duplicated until the end of the turn. All of those changes encompass FA, Hang On Mock, and Thunder Dragon, right? Because Thunder Dragon is already a busted deck. When you add duplication into the mix, they almost always, even if you wipe their board, they almost always had the perfect response because of level duplication. And this was them having such a response without losing any life points. So I think that's mainly why they added that life point cost to that. They only last to the end of the turn. I'm okay with all of those. I mean, they already, killed Shiranui, which used those. It's the level reduction in all of those, I think, will hurt Blackwing, because again, all of these skills were being used without life points. So in some shape or form, you're going to start seeing Cosmic Cyclone more because it needs to be 3,000 or lower. But yeah, those decks that I just mentioned, those were the targets that I can think of that were giving the most problem. I agree. They were a bit more. They were more aggressive with adding the life point cost. Until the end of the turn is what we actually suggested that they would do. But they are, what it seems like is that they're looking for duels to get to really turn 5s and 6s, if that makes sense. Like, if you set up your board and, for instance, with Blackwing, and they have 4,000 life points, and then it's their turn, and then they start activating like level reduction and creating a full board of monsters. Now Konami is saying, you know what? We don't want you to respond with such power automatically. We want you to have some kind of interaction and then be able to go in and do that. Whatever data they're looking at, maybe it's in conjunction with, of course, the ladder play, maybe newer players or something of the sort. But they don't see those level skills as being healthy for the future of the game. So they're like, here's this. They nerf it with the life point cost. But I agree. I've slowly shifted myself away from the level cards anyway in doing synchros. Like the number one synchro deck that I'm using right now is the TG Flight Control, and nowhere in that deck do you need any of the level skills, as in that deck the TG Screw Serpent can augment levels when it's in the graveyard anyway. So it'll hurt some decks. As far as what I have, it's not really touching anything. But anything for me that will somehow weaken, like the bane of my dueling existence is Thunder Dragon. I hate looking at that deck. So anything that will potentially slow that thing down, it really is the Chaos Legionnaire that really gets on my nerves and the way it interacts with that deck. But anything to slow it down, I'm like, all right, I'll accept it. Titan Showdown, whichever player has double or more life points than the other takes double battle damage. Okay, if you don't have if you don't have a dinosaur type monster on your field, your opponent will not take double damage. That is hilarious. At face value, they have killed Titan Showdown. Evil Eye, Evil Eye cannot cheese anymore is essentially what they're telling you with Titan Showdown. You double, so everything else is the same, but if you don't have a dino on the field, you do not take double damage. That is hilarious. I can't even think off the top of my head what dino you. Oh, you know what? Yes, I do. I think it's a level 4 Xyz monster. It's a dinosaur. It's the Grinosaurus, I believe. So you wouldn't mess with, as far as Evil Eye goes, you would not mess with the build itself of the monster ratio. You would leave it there, but you would use the extra deck. So now it's actually being used as the extra deck will then bring out the dinosaur, and then you could swing for the double damage lethal. It's an extra step, but it could still be done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it'll have a huge impact on Evil Eye. Because even if they go to swing for that, usually it was because of Nightmare Shark. So now you're saying you would have to have a nightmare shark and something like a Granosaurus on the board, and then have like a Medusa maybe. Like it messes with your board state is what they were after. I don't think people will drop using Evil Eye because it's still quite an annoying deck. But you don't necessarily have to worry about going in on that deck either. I'd be interested to see if Evil Eye keeps using this or they just hop to a different skill. But because of what they did with Storm, and now that you have to have a dinosaur on the board, they did make the activation cost a little harder to actually pull off the combos and do that double damage. I think they just don't want Titan Showdown in the game anymore, which, you know, might be unfortunate for those who went into, I think that the sorcery box, because that's where all of the Evil Eye cards are. So you have to use the character Rex Raptor, so they threw in that rando dinosaur type monster requirement to try to force people to play more along, I guess, the character themselves. Maybe that's like something in the future they're going to be doing with all of these kind of skills, of promoting more of archetypes, more of like character kind of stuff. What do you think? What do you think about Titan Showdown? And do you use Evil Eye? Do you even think this even matters for you? I'm out of play. Let's. All right. Return one Zubaba, Gaga, Go Go Go, or Dododo card from your hand to the deck, and add one Zubaba, Gaga, Go Go Go, or Dododo monster with a different name to your hand from the deck. This skill can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. There you go. Yeah, and then they left it as a card. So return one of those cards and then grab a monster. So all they literally did was break up automata play. Instead of being on one turn, you can activate it on 2 turns by returning 1 for 1, which is a card 1 for 1 needs to be in Duel Links. Anyway, but this actually might make Automat stronger than not, because now you're spreading this out over 2 turns, so you can grab a 1 for 1, and then now you legitimately have a response. So arguably they got rid of Hey Trunade, but they still gave Automat players a follow-up by switching Automata play to be exactly the same, except just trading one card for 1 spread out over 2 turns. You just feel like it's extra steps. You mean the Evil Eye? Because it is. It's definitely extra steps. They're trying to give your opponent a chance to respond, because Evil Eye is a great control deck. I'm saying it's annoying, but it's a great control deck. So if you're into that kind of play style, like, you can become masterful with it. I guess it's missing just a few details that would make it something that you would just see in like tournament play consistently. But it'll still be something even without Titan Showdown, because when it first came out, it was not being used with Titan Showdown, and it was still a good deck. But I think they strengthened the automata play. I think they strengthened the automats by doing this. I don't think it got hurt, honestly. It's more like flight control, and with TG, when I play the deck, you are you feel stronger about, okay, I swapped one card out, and then when you have a follow-up play, when you draw for your next turn, being able to do that again is oftentimes in that deck how I end up winning duels, versus having to swap out both at the same time and then grab two and then kind of hope for what's going to happen. This one, this change actually allows you to respond. So I'm not sure if that's what they intended. Who knows? All right, these of course are not permanent. They can change as well. Although I don't recall having ever seen a skill get changed back to what it was. Usually like all the skills just get left as is once they change them. But all right, that is it for the skill rebalancing. That is it for the limited and the ban list implementation. And I mean, all we have to do is get out there and prove our meta. All right, what's up? Do you think the game should focus on archetype specific skills or not? I think my answer for that is, for the immediate future, I think it's healthier for the game. One, along with the archetypes, it could encourage Konami to add more characters to the game. And we don't get as many broken, well, I won't say as many broken, but imagine if the Blue Eyes skill was generic. In like, hey, if you have two normal monsters in your hand, add a polymerization, right? Then I could go over to, I mean, it's not like it's strong or anything, but I could go over to hero and then use that skill. I could go over to gladiator beast and use the skill. I could, who else has strong fusions? Anyway, the point for it is maybe red eyes. The point of it is like it's broken, but it's acceptable because it's locked within a specific archetype. It points out a certain card. Konami not dealing with that skill at all, or in the very least only touching Melody of the Awakening Dragon, which we're gonna get into right after this. It still allows the deck to remain strong because of its skill. I think some skills are like too restrictive, and I think that's the flip side of that. Like with Diva, I don't know why I'm not remembering his name right now, but with him, right, like you can use cubic, but then it restricts you. Like the only like you can't mix cubic up to the point where it's just completely broken, because in some shape or form, like you actually need the cubic cards. So them telling you that you can't have an extra deck or whatever, it kind of hurts, to be honest. But I also like the fact that they won't let other duelists use cubic seeds, use those cards. So I'm for the immediate future, I actually think the focus on archetype specific skills is the way to go. A lot of these cards were not strong or did not do well in the TCG, and now you have in front of you this digital version of the game where you can tweak it a bit more and truly see what a deck can offer. And I'm for that. just taking weaker archetypes, things like that, and then giving them a buff, and making it something enjoyable. That way there's not so much of a one-to-one correlation between the TCG and something like Duel Links, because they're completely different games, although they are using similar cards. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that the age of the generics is done for right now, though. They're just, because they're each sort of skill rebalancing, it's like they're doing a full sweep. And honestly, that's probably the main reason why they did not touch Destiny Draw. I know a lot of people wanted D-Draw to be changed, but you only use one character for D-Draw, and they felt like they did enough to remove the problem, because in all honesty, the problem was Veil. That's a great question, though. But what do you think? Do you think it's a good thing? Are those skill changes too much of a tilt? All right, let's look at these upcoming updates. KC Grand Tournament 2021, new week and end of week campaign. I hope you guys also qualified for the prelim starting May 31st. In celebration of the event, we're giving out special rewards. Okay, we've got a dual quest coming. SR gold coins for cats and gems, secret floors. Gold coins for cats. What in the world is that? All right, let me go to the other website here. It says this card appears in the animated series and is currently not part of the TCG. Okay, whatever appears in Zexal episode 39, I do not remember what that card does at all. What did this card do? Oh man. Okay, if a beast type monster you control battles an opponent's monster during damage calc, your battling monster gains attack equal to half the attack of the opponent's monster it is battling. It's a damage calculation card. Sounds like a spell, maybe a quick play. This is what it there we go. This thing. These coins that come off of Meowth. If a beast type you control battles an opponent's monster during damage calc in either player's turn, so yeah, of course it's a quick play most likely. You're a battling monster, gains attack equal to half of the opponent's monster is battling, so it's a beast type. All right, so we got another dual carnival. Accumulate event points. Armed Samurai Ben K. That's an old one. And the You Are Doggy Diver. Man, what are these cards? What is it? Oh man. All right, what is this? If your opponent, it's a warrior, level 4 warrior. If your opponent controls a monster and all face up monsters you control are level 4, so you have to have a minimum of 1, you can special summon this card. It's a dark monster. You can only special summon Doggy Diver once per turn this way. This card cannot be used as an Xyz material for an Xyz summon, except for the Xyz summon of a warrior type monster. Okay. And Armed Samurai. Then K. For each equipped card equipped to this card, it gains an additional attack. Oh yeah, I remember that now. Level 4 dark. So they're adding darks. Speaking of which, for all of this, let me close these. You fixed your Lunalight build? That's what's up. Let me drop that in there. I would love for that to just be thrown in the Gen chat. If you're willing to share that so I can take a look at that along with you, that'd be awesome. So Doggy Diver with Dark Warriors, speaking of which, I would love for Konami to bring more support for Flower Guardian. I actually really enjoy playing Flower Guardian. I think this point in the game, adding some more support would not be a stretch. You would not be overreaching at all. But I love the way that deck plays. It's really difficult to play right now when your only move turn 1 is that you need a Flower Guardian Pine. So something else to beef that up would be amazing. And then also in early May, we're getting Bull Blader. What is that? Some of these cards, like Ben K was a thing back when I was playing. The Doggy Diver is after my time. Bull Blader is another warrior, Earth, level 4, 1600 attack, 12 defense. When an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, you can activate this effect. During this battle involving this monster, neither player takes any battle damage. Also destroy the opponent's monster after damage calc. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Nice. I like that effect. I think I saw that in Zexal. I just can't remember who used it. Oh, okay. You gotta test it. Obtain a new legendary duelist. Raid duel. Fear the Mech Lord Emperor. Team up with your friends and challenge Mech Lord Emperor to get the new UR Spark Breaker and the new SR Weisel Attack 3. If you want to survive, power your circuit. All right, awesome. Who is that going to be? What's his name? Placido? I think that's the kid, right? The little kid looking one. Because those are the Weisels. Weisel Attack 3. That's awesome. So they're actually bringing them to Duel Links. All right, let me see. Who used this? Well, they kind of all used it, to be honest. What was that other one? Spark Breaker. Okay. Once per turn, you can select and destroy one monster you control. I remember this. I remember this now. It's an old card. Continuous trap. Be interested to see what kind of combos you can get off of that. I automatically thought of Fire King. I'll slip that straight into a Fire King deck. All right, in mid-May, we're getting a lot of stuff. More gems. We're getting Twin Sword Marauder. In addition, Ghost might appear on the mission circuit. And then the campaign for... So let's look, Twin Sword Marauder. What is this? The search on this thing. Oh, it's up here. There it is. Once per battle, if this card attacks a defense position monster, it can make a second attack in a row. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. That is going to be a nice buff. All right, what else we got? And then it also says that we'll be getting Axel to the Gate. All right. And then the first stage of the grand tournament is on May the 31st through June the 14th. And then the qualifiers are the 11th through the 14th. Gotcha. Players will duel to gain in the qualifiers, in the top 128 with the most DP will gain into the main tournament stage 1. All right. All right, let me go ahead and end that. Nice. So we got through the list, and all right, let me look at a replay because I was playing Cubic last night. It was having an awesome time. I went on a 6-game winning streak before. I think it was 6 game. Let me go over here. I think it was a 6 or 7 game winning streak, and then got wiped out. Yeah, wiped out by Blue Eyes. Cool. I don't think I saved all this. All right, let's go. Was Alistair one of them? Let me see. And what I'll be doing too is, what I will do is add a replay channel to the Discord. So that way, what I love to do is have like a section where I can just kind of highlight some of your best plays. That'd be awesome. Oh no, it's Blue Eyes. That is not it. Let's see. Is it this guy? All right, yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. Speaking of which, look at this. This evil eye. I remember I was totally expecting Onomat, and of course they're using this because they have dual fuel. So he gets the Celine and the Gorgoneo. All right. Activate the Cyclone, and if I remember, we're gonna just target the face down. Yeah. So there you go. Freaking Evil Eye defeat. Bounce it back. I'm trying to establish with the cubic seed from one cheese to the next. Catoblopus. They're going to protect the Celine, I believe. Alright, so I'm going to take that hit, whatever. The seed is going to make sure that Medusa can no longer activate its effect or attack. So that effect of the V-Jom does not target. So this, I felt comfortable in this deck, in this matchup. Alright, gonna summon it back, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play off the yugioh and deal 800. This is gonna be this duel was a grind. Alright, bring out Duza. Alright, Duza's gonna send the Karma so that I can activate Karma from the grave and then add a cubic monster from the deck to the hand. So then I'm gonna grab the Buster Gun Deal. I'm gonna activate Karma and then just send one. Probably could have sent more, but he's got the field spell, so it's gonna deal me damage as well. Wherever it is, there it is. Pareidolia. So we are both down, but look at dual fuel going to work. So he's gonna boost back up, and I'm stuck. But I figured that was going to happen. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to force the opponent to use all of the dual fuels and keep them within lethal range. All right, let's. His lingering. Okay. All right, so we cleared him out. Galaxy Cyclone blows up my cubic ascension. Not happy about that. So he's reestablishing his board while I look like I'm about to get waxed. But we're still in this. Use Repose, banishes yugioh, but I still have Karma, so I'm gonna grab another Duza. Right, Duza send the Dharma. Use Dharma to grab back a V-Jom. Defeat is going to bounce back, but we're okay with that. All right, there's the last dual fuel. Finally used it. Awakening is going to summon the Basilisk. Now we're going to activate Karma Cut. Get rid of the Basilisk because he was going to go for the Xyz Nightmare Shark most likely. All right, cycling, grab Medusa, Celine. All right, brings out the Medusa, is going to target the Evil Eye Defeat to add to the hand, but we got a Cubic Ascension because we left one in the deck. So now, activate Dharma. We're going to send. Look at this. He's going to bounce him back, but we haven't summoned. So now we're going to summon the Duza and we're going to swing in for lethal. So most cases with, like, if you think you're going to go to a grind game, always leave one V-Jom in the deck if possible. Just for the Ascension play, because that card, when you activate it on the field, can only grab a Cubic Seed V-Jom from the deck. Hi, Malachi. All right, so we were on 4 by this point. And look, right out the gate, stick and chair. All right, so he's got the combo. Chair is going to summon, grab. Going to go into an Xyz, you guessed it. It's gonna go into Ouroboros. So what I'm hoping is that he snipes the Karma. And guess, and that's exactly what he does. So activate Dharma. We're gonna get rid of the Buster Gun deal. Activate Karma, grab a Duza. Summon Duza, send a Karma, activate Karma, grab another Duza. And then activate Karma, sending the V-Joms. But this dude hits me up for Forbidden Lance. I still have enough because I activated Duza's effect to boost up. So now, of course, they're gonna activate the Sanctified Dark Lord and try to loop me. So now we notice what they're doing. But look what's in here. Did you forget about Dark Lord Marie? This is the OG Dark Lord card. Long before any of the other ones existed. Dark Lord Marie existed by itself. Once per turn during your standby phase, you gain 200 life points. This card must be in the graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. That would probably be better off. This card must remain in the graveyard to activate and resolve. Probably a better way to say it. But Dark Lord Marie is the OG level, what, 6? No, level 5. Level 5 Dark Fiend. I think the other ones are fairies. When I saw that, and look, then draws the fairy, so it gets the boost. So it gets 1200 on top of that. Uses Ixhel's effect, ditches the contact, grabs banishment. Banishment will then grab Amdusk. Then will normal summon and then grab the chair. Wow. Full board. Nope. Get rid of the Ixchel. Out of here. All right. So they got the Dark Lord Tez. Got to add banishment back, and then they just keep it up. I suppose they were like, "Hey, all I can have on the board or do anything with is a stick and chair." But of course, chair must be used for an XCs of 3 or more monsters. I think it just says 3 monsters, but anyway. Dark Lord Marie. All right. Up against a Jaden. Ubel. That's a big deck. Set 3 and pass. So I am going to set as well. It's going to be set. But we're trying to see what they're playing. We can't find out anything. Oh, now we know. Now it's Harpy. Okay. Let's see if we can take down the mighty Harpy. Cyber Slash. Got him. Super Team Buddy Force Unite. Yeah, we already got the V-Jump, and now we're going to use the second one. So both skills are negated and both can't attack. Summon a Duza, send a Karma. Gonna activate the Karma, then grab a Buster Gundil. Gonna swing first. Just trying to get rid of that back row, right? Activate Swallow's Nest, going to grab Perfumer. Perfumer is going to grab the Hunting Ground. And the Elegant Egotist. Activates the Hunting Ground, summons Harpy Lady 1. It's going to activate and destroy my Cubic Ascension. Going to go into another Xyz. Diamond Dire Wolf. Alright. Going to detach and pop its own Cyber Slash, right? Trying to create space in my mind of what's happening. So it's back to our play. And we have the Ryoku, and we have the Buster Gundil in the grave. We've got the Dharma so we don't take damage, and we've got the C on board. We are actually really comfortable at this point. I'm gonna grab an Ascension, summon the Duza, send a Karma, activate Karma, grab another Duza. We're gonna activate the Ryoku, swing in, got a clean board, and look, nothing. So activate Dharma, get rid of the Ascension, then summon another Duza. Duza activate, send Dharma. Now activate Dharma and get the Buster Gundil. And we used it just to finally, we always wanted it back in our hand. You never know what your opponent's playing. They may banish it. They may send it back to the deck when you can't, add from the deck anymore. So now we know that we feel like we have this in the bag. We're going to push for lethal. So he's going to flip down one Duza. We're going to swing with the other one, pass back the turn. Harpy Lady 1 summon, going to destroy another Cubic Ascension, tie that bind, we don't take damage. Now I'm just going to summon Garagile, finish it off. So I love Cubic for that. Like, it's not just about the attacks. If you can get someone beneath like their safety line, and you can then hit them for the burn damage. And the last of the replay that I have. All right, so yeah, we actually did get to a streak of 7, and then we got beat by Blue Eyes. But Blue Eyes was in the streak earlier. I love this replay because we're facing Territory of the Shark. No Diva starting out, but they still have the heavy infantry in the Abyss Dweller. So we're going to summon Duza. Duza's going to get hit for the Forbidden Chalice. So we're negated. Set. We're going to activate Ryoku. We're going to swing in. He's going to pop. So I'm just trying to force the pop on that. Activate the Cubic Ascension. All right. Negate the Abyss Dweller. All right, summon it back, activate another Duza, stretched my field, bro. But I still got to send the Dharma, so now I'm gonna activate to get the Cubic back, the Duza, excuse me. And we're just gonna set. I actually set this Karma because I right now have no way of getting it out of my hand, and I'm somehow hoping that the opponent just destroys it. But this guy, whoever this is right here, they activate Diva APK, and they still have this one on the board, though it's negated, and they're able to summon another Atlantean heavy infantry, which once it's sent to the graveyard for a water monster's effect, hence the Abyss Dweller, it can target a face-up card, that I control and destroy it. So they're gonna use Territory of the Sharks again to get both of those monsters to level 4 to create the rank 4 Abyss Dweller. I just got smacked, but now I can activate the Ascension If it's in the graveyard and my life points are at least 2,000 lower than the opponent's, I can banish it and then special summon a Vjam from the hand deck or graveyard. And then if only the opponent controlled a monster when it's activated, then I can special summon up to 2 more. So remember, this guy still can't attack. He just hit me, so I'm gonna get all of them. All right. Use them all. And that was a special summon, mind you. So now I'm summoning a Duza, put that in the grave, activate a Karma. Activate Ascension. He's gonna MST it, which makes me happy. I mean, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take one, activate the Karma. We're gonna grab another Duza. All right, Duza sends a Dharma, activate a Dharma. I'm gonna grab back the Buster Gundil, and then we're gonna set a Cosmic Cyclone. All right, no point in using it. Take another 100. So right now we're good, right? Because he's not gonna swing. We activate a Dharma. Now we can start kind of cycling. We don't take damage. We're gonna negate it. All right, bring it back. Activate Ascension. Activate Dharma. All right, MST it. Put it in the grave. Get the Dharma, and then grab another Vjam. Summon the Vjam. Tribute them all to special summon, and then swing, swing, and then lethal. So this is what I was saying earlier about, like, see how Cubic is better designed in that way. You really only have 2 normal summons. You have the Duza and you have the Vjam, but all of that happened because of the Duza, and we were able to win. So look, we got to a 7-game win streak in legend rankings. I was all for it. That was awesome. That's all of the replays. Look, Cubic is here with a few more cards that they may release or trickle down over time. Cubic is definitely in Duel Links. I feel like it has the potential with that kind of push to be something that you'll see more of in tournaments. But if you have a more patient play style and have the cards to support that, you can definitely make a good splash. I can show you mine. Where is it? Dimension Gap. There we go. All right. So with Cubic, see how they changed it. You can have up to 6 spell and traps that have nothing to do with Cubic. So I have 1 Cosmic Cyclone that, well, 2 actually, so that you can lower your own life points to better use the Cubic Ascension from the graveyard. So you can put yourself at 2,000 or lower. You could do the same by using a Pointer of the Red Lotus, something like that. Just get your life points down. I just feel like this is Cosmic Cyclone is a better card for that because it will deal with back row on board. I also have a Monster Gate. So say for example, the only thing that I end up having on board is a Vjam and I have a Monster Gate. Well, then I can try to search my way to a Duza that can then activate its effect because it's special summoned by the Monster Gate. And then the 4th one is another MST to deal with stuff like Necro Valley. I haven't seen a lot of it in a while. And this Ryoku, this is kind of simulating an actual archetype card that we don't have in the game, but this will double essentially or boost up the attack of a Duza or whatever else, so it can be another push. And I have 1 Karma Cut just to deal with anything that cannot be destroyed by battle. Then I can just out it with this 1 card. But this is the build that got the 7-game win streak. So, and last but not least, because I said I was going to get to it earlier, and I streaked with this one earlier as well. Now we don't have Melody anymore, but you still have 3 copies of Sage, and you have the Priestess with Eyes of Blue. So what the Priestess does is when a card or effect is activated that targets the Priestess, you can send one effect monster you control, being herself, to the graveyard. And if you do, you can add up to 2 Blue Eyes monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. So if you summon Priestess and then you activate Sage with Eyes of Blue on the Priestess, you will not get the summon of a Blue Eyes this way, but what you will do is get her effect. And when she goes to the graveyard, then you can grab a Blue Eyes and you can grab a Blue Eyes alternative, and there's your Melody. The difference is you can't search for Melody, but you can search for Priestess with Eyes of Blue if you summon Sage with Eyes of Blue. So this card was always a walking Melody. It just wasn't that, it wasn't used because we didn't yet have Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon as a card. So there are some other versions you can use. You can put it in the field spell, the Mausoleum, to give you an extra summon with this combo. But again, it was a slap on the wrist. If you truly want to play with a Melody effect, then this is the route you take. And if you want to set up your board turn 1 to not be impacted at all, but you can still get your Blue Eye Spirit Dragon out, that's when you, let me see if I can spell this. Whoops, there was a J in there. All right, so then you use this card and you fit this in, maybe like at 2 or something. But during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 level 1 light tuner monster in addition to the normal summoner set. So you can do it twice. That's the main effect. So what you would then do is, say if you had, one of these or another one of these, and you use this effect, you would use the field spell to then summon one of these guys and put the alternative on the board, and then that's how you go into your Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. So they did nothing. That literally did nothing to the deck. Now you just have to, it's more of a combo. There are more cards involved, but you still get your Azure Eyes and you still get your Melody of Awakening Dragon by way of Priestess with Eyes of Blue. So and that is all of that. So with the little bit of time left, I guess I'll see if I can win a match or two in ranked. Hey, what's going on there? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. We have the mission down here on the right. We've gone over the ban list, upcoming. We've done some replays. I can drop another link for Discord. I'm wanting you guys replays so that I can add these so I can look at them when I go live. It would be amazing. So I'm going to add a channel for that. And now, what should I do? You know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to cheese some more. Whoops. I'm going to do Requiem Banishment. I'm actually going to go into this tag duel. Oh, do I not have enough? I don't have enough. Okay. Let's see then. Nah, we'll go in there because I don't have enough for the tokens. Well, let's see if we can get another streak going, or if we just get tilted this morning. I really love Cubic. I wish there were more of them, but That's what yugioh Omega is for. I can just swap over and really start building up my TCG play for whatever or whenever that game comes out that Konami mentioned early in the year. Is that a... That is a Caius. All right. Dude, he's got everything. Okay. Let's see what we want to do. We'll set you definitely. We don't need much actually. Do we really want to monster gate this? What does he have in his grave? He has a Smorg of Darkness. Okay. Let's just summon the Juza. And let's send a Karma. Activate that Karma. You know, let's grab another Juza. We're gonna leave it. All right, what you got? You got 4 cards in hand. All right, so he sent 2 write-ins. Gotcha. All right, what else you got? His graveyard's kind of stacked, though. He can stop an attack. Galaxy Cyclone. Which one? I'll tell you what. I am going to go ahead and use that so it's not wasted. Let's drop our monster gate. Okay. Let's be mindful of the fact that he can destroy a face up. All right, let's get Duza. And let's send another... Let's send another Karma. Activate the Karma. Alright, who do we want? Man, we don't have one V-Jom. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the gun deal. Alright, let's swing. He's gonna activate it. Get some life points off the top. Maybe. But now that we know that he has a Caius, he could also have another one. Restoration of the Monarchs. Okay. So you just put it up on the board for free. Ooh. Excuse me? Ptolemy. Okay. Do you really want... What is he's going to do something with his own graveyard, isn't he? That's the best. That's the better thing. Lunar Light has been limited. Feel sad? No. That's like Malachi from earlier. Now I kind of feel bad that I was going ham on Veil. But they are giving you guys, like, if you just take out all the Veils, you get 3 Tinkies. Alright, Frost Blast. So you just got rid of my Ascension. This guy. The Tie That Binds. Okay. All right, here's my other one. Like, stop hitting my ascensions, please. 27, 16. All right, what is this? Escalation. Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon a monster. So it's a Caius. Thanks a lot. Come on, bro. And now he activates the Smorg. So just completely wrecked, huh? I have to look at this build. This is so fun to watch. To not be a participatory of, but it is fun to watch. He has been able to dance around my ascensions every turn. Sheesh. Just banish that too, and then bring the Smorg back out. Wow. All right, I'm gonna activate it regardless, but it seems like he's able to negate it anyway because he can distribute himself off. Kudos to you and your deck, sir. That was masterfully done. Just like the title. Straight demolished. All right, let's see what this dude actually is running. That's pretty wild. And I think we got time for one more. 24 cards. He only has this one Caius, one Smorg, one Erebus. All I can do is shake my head. He danced around Ascension completely. Nothing I can do about that. Just chalk it up. I'll have to adjust back to well, I have to adjust my lunar light as well, but it'll be good. Okay, I'm going first. Let's get that prismatic ascension down. Oh, you got that world champ mat though. Qualifiers. We ain't scared. Fire King. Do I want it out of the deck? Yeah, I might. Let's go ahead and activate it. All right, you attack this one. All right, let's summon. And let's send a Karma. Let's activate Karma and then grab a Buster Gundil. And then let's bring our seed back up to the top. And I think he has to be face up. Yeah. Let's set the Ascension and then let's summon this out. Like, we know they stall as well, but we're gonna swing in. Wow, that's it? Yo, let's go. That's how you end. Nice. Nice. All right. that is it for today. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Again, I'm Agent R. Check out the channel. We have more Duel Links content. We've got some other shorts and things like that. Hit up Discord. I'd love to see you in there. We can talk Yu-Gi-Oh, other games. But yeah, next time we're either going to be playing this or Legends of Runeterra, and I just probably pick up again with Cubic. I'm really not trying to push since we have that new ban list coming up, and I've made qualifiers, so be getting ready for that as well. Otherwise, that's a wrap. Again, enjoy your day, and until next time, prove your meta.